Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here, and it's everybody's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. These statistics are for Pinellas County for June 2023. If you've actually downloaded the reports to follow along here, which you can do via the link down below, available on our website, you might be asking yourself, why are these stats for June 2023 when the report says May 2023? So basically, we take an entire month of sales data, compile all of that together into one report, and then we compare that to the previous year at the same month. So we're really comparing year over year, not month to month. So we're comparing May 2023 stats to May 2022 stats. Reason why we do that is because the year has a natural ebb and flow to the real estate cycle. And so basically, for example, whenever the school year is ending, not a lot happening usually. Beginning of the school year, things are kind of quiet. And also over the winter time. So December, January are historically low months. So if you're comparing, say, June numbers to July numbers, there's going to be a little bit out of whack. Just because of just that natural ebb and flow. So comparing year over year gives us a little bit better picture of what's going on. Obviously, there's been a lot going on in the real estate market recently, so I do actually pay attention to month. Typically, if you go back to, 3-4 years ago to my videos I was doing then, you'll see I never really talked too much about month to month because everything was pretty steady. But nowadays, yes, I do take a look at month to month because things are changing that rapidly. Overall trend has been, we had a peak of the market in June, July. Things got really quiet from about August to February 2023 as basically all the buyers left. Demand dropped, interest rates came up to 6-7%. And things got really quiet. But the change has been since March 2023, demand has come back and the market has shifted. Now, if you remember back to your math class back in the day, you might remember median and averages. Average home price is basically you take the total number of homes that have sold, you add up the price that all those sold for, and you divide it by the total number of homes sold. That'll give you the average. Median sales price is a little different though. Median sales price is where basically the midpoint of the market where there is an equal number of more expensive homes and less expensive homes. So it is more of the true midpoint of a market in a general area. I usually lean more towards the median home price. It is less affected by outliers. Like if a few really expensive houses sell, it can put a major pull on the average sales price. So the average sales price tends to swing more than the median sales price. But like I said, market's been a little wild recently, so the median sales price has been moving significantly as well. Well, let's dive into these Pinellas County stats. Overall, this past month, things have held relatively steady since we've had this buyer demand surge kind of come back. It's kind of weird because the numbers are still kind of all over the place. The stats that the numbers are showing, and then there's the boots on the ground experience with buying and selling a home. So if you were just looking at the stats here, you would not think that things are happening like they are on the ground. So I'll get into that after I go over these numbers here. So total closed sales in Pinellas County in May 2023 was down 13.5%. from 1,147 homes to 992. Total number of cash sales, which I don't usually talk too much about, but this one is a little noteworthy, was down 21.1% from 435 to 343. Median sales price actually held no change, 450,000 compared to last year. So we are very much back to that June, July 2022 peak. And I did double and triple check that number to make sure that, yes, that is right. Average sales price rose slightly, 2.9%, from $613,175 to $631,260. Total dollar volume dropped a little bit, down 11% to 626. That's primarily going to be from the lower number of total cash sales. Median percent of original list price. So what this is whenever somebody initially lists the home for sale, there's an asking price. What percentage of that original asking price does it eventually end up selling for? And that is down 4.3% from 101.3% of the asking price to 96.9%. Median time to contract has risen 133.3%. from 6 days to 14 days. The tricky thing with that metric, and this is why I do pay attention to months now. So that sounds amazing until you realize that in last May, June, July, we were at 6 days, which does show in that stat. So we're up 133% from there. But if we look at, say, December and January, we were at 25 and 35 days. We've basically cut the time in half from just a few months ago, and that is where that buyer demand shows up. New pending sales was down 13.7% from 1,146 to 989. Again, we're not selling as many homes as we were last year, but that is offset by the number of new listings, which is significantly down. 24.3% fewer homes listed in May 2023 from 1,437 to 1,088. Active inventory, which is everything for sale on the last day of the month, was up 7.4% from 1,168 to 1,255. Month supply is obviously up 47.6% to 1.5 months. And the doom and gloom section, short sales and foreclosures. So foreclosures are actually up 700%, which sounds terrible until you realize that changed from 1 to 8. And short sales held steady at a total of 1 in the entire county. Now, I do like to dive into the various price points because a $1 million house is going to sell on a little bit different time frame than a $300,000 house. Primarily, that is a function of the buyer pool. There just is not as many people that can purchase or finance a $1 million plus home. So it's good to look at them. And also, if you're looking for a home, this is also kind of a wake-up call, but it does kind of show you where the various price points are and how things have moved over the years. So this is total closed sales by sales price for the entire county. So this is, Tarpon Springs all the way down to Pinellas Point, all the Gulf beaches, Safety Harbor, Largo, everything. 50,000 to 100,000, there was one house. 100 to 150,000, there was one house. 150 to 200,000, there was a total of 16, which was actually a 14.3% increase. 200 to 250,000 dropped 17.5%, total of 33. 250 to 300,000 held steady at 79. So if you add those up, you can see that there's really only about 100 houses in the entire county that sold for under 300,000. Once we get above that price point, that's where more of the inventory starts showing up. So 300 to 400,000 was down 9%, total of 254. 400 to 600,000 was down 20.2% to 324. 600 to a million was down 15.6% to a total of 179, and 1 million or more was down 7.1% to 105. Median time to contract basically is up compared to last year, but down compared to a few months ago. And there's some crazy numbers here, so those are always fun to go over. 150 to 200,000 is currently at 6 days. So that is super duper quick. So that basically means that most things are going under contract within 1 week. 200 to 250,000 is a total of 19 days, which is up 137.5%. 250 to 300,000 is holding at 7 days. So again, that is super duper quick, 75%. 400 to 600,000 is at 116.7%, total of 13 days. So we're really back down into that 2-week time period. And so the thing to know with that is that means that competition is fierce, there's a significant amount of demand, and more than likely there's going to be multiple offers on a house when things are moving that fast. If you hear any rumblings out there about the market slowing down or prices dropping at this point in time, just know that their information is months out of date. Total number of new listings, and it's basically down across the board. So 250 to 300,000 was down 50%, total of 54. 300 to 400,000 was down 41.1%, total of 225. 400 to 600,000 was down 16%, a total of 378. So we are not listing as many homes as we were in May 2022. Demand has also dropped, but I would say that they have held in line. My suspicion is inventory is probably going to start shrinking, primarily because of that time on market. And total inventory, which is everything that is for sale on the last day of the month, 100 to 150,000 saw a 300% increase to 4. 150 to 200,000 was down 54.5%, total of 5. 250 to 300,000 was down 49.2%, total of 33. And then 300 to 400,000 is down 32%, total of 157. So you can really see that there's a big pinch going on under the $400,000 mark. 600,000 held relatively steady. They were up 8.1%, total of 362 homes for sale. 600 to a million was up 21.4%, 295, and 1 million or more was up 48.8%, total of 387. So those are the Pinellas County stats. Now, usually I do a combined Hillsborough and Pinellas County kind of explanation of the stats, but this month I'm actually splitting the two because Pinellas County is in a much different place than Hillsborough County is currently. Basically, Pinellas County has hit the ground running the last couple months. I have, with my buyers, we have probably 6 or 7 buyers looking currently and submitting offers on things. I have not really had a non-multiple offer situation in Pinellas County for 2 months now. So, and that is a significant difference from 3 or 4 months ago when usually it was a single offer. Usually we could negotiate $5, $10, $20, $25,000 off the asking price. I was literally begging people to go look at homes then. I was like, this is the best it has been for buyers in years so far as negotiability. Things in Pinellas County are not currently as crazy as they were June, July, May of last year. The demand and the craziness is not quite there. So there are multiple offers, but it is usually 2 to 3 other offers that we are competing against versus the 30 to 40 other offers that we would be up against early 2022. If you look at the stats there, it's wild. Personally, I think the market is still trying to figure out what it wants to do. Inventory is holding or slightly up compared to the demand that we have. And honestly, it's almost like we have a split market. So we have homes that are new on the market. Those are going super quick, multiple offers usually within a week. And then we have other homes that have been hanging around for a little bit of time. Those are usually a little bit more negotiable. So that is where I see kind of the wildness in those stats go. Now, what's going to happen eventually is prices are going to notch up to the point to where the homes that have been hanging around a little bit start to sell a little bit more. And then we should start to see that with the amount of demand and multiple offers that we're seeing. I am expecting that we're going to see inventory shrink over the next few months if this trend holds. And overall, big picture wise, anecdotally, just speaking with my buyers, the sentiment seems to be that, as far as interest rates go, this seems to be the new normal. Basically, the decision to make a positive life change, such as moving to a place you want to be, which is Pinellas County is where a lot of people want to be now, outweighs the financial hit of the higher interest rate. So that's pretty much where it's at now. With where the market is, I'd say it's kind of teeter-tottering. So I think we will probably see another shift this year. I'm not even going to speculate what it could be, because honestly, like if bad economic numbers come out, could tip one way. If inventory shrinks to where people start freaking out again, could very well tip the other way. But currently we're kind of, we will wobble in a little bit. So basically that is the Pinellas County stats. So I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in for these market statistics. My name is Kyle Sasser. I'm with Keller Williams St. Petersburg. If you would like help finding your own great place here in the Tampa Bay area, I would be happy to help you out. In the descriptions, comments down below, there should be a contact link there. If you can click on that, book a phone call, be happy to have a chat with you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. I'm always happy to answer a question, help somebody out. Other than that, I'm definitely paying attention to these because things are things are wild currently. But this is basically going to take a little while to sort itself out. Just real estate moves extremely slow. But anyway, that's basically the conditions on the streets. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.